Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
If I could only have 3 rifles. What a quandary. If I could only have 3 rifles. With all the training and experience and different rifles that I have and have had, if I could only have 3, what would they be? That's what we're going to talk about today on Gunfighter Life. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about guns, gunfighting, tactics, ballistics, the right way, with Almighty God at the center, biblical, Judeo-Christian values, and real-world first-hand experience. Bio bullet points in the show notes. Let's get into it. One of the guys asked on Patreon if I would do like a last whatever you'd ever sell. And I said probably not, because I deleted YouTube off my phone and I don't miss it. In fact, I'm really enjoying not having it. The whole 320 drama of everybody speculating and bearing false witness and making stuff up and all this other stuff just made me it saddened me at the state of American YouTube gun culture. So I deleted it instead of being like, this jumping on the bandwagon and condemning a bunch of stuff that based on not actual evidence. I thought I'm just going to delete YouTube, and I did. But I have watched YouTube videos in the past, and one of the prominent personalities there was like a last gun you'd ever sell. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to copy somebody else's content. But I thought, how can I listen to this patron, because probably he's not the only one that wonders about this, talk about a similar thing. If I was going to only have like a core set of rifles, and maybe this will become a series, let me know if you'd like me to do one on pistols, shotguns, whatever. But rifles, we'll start out with rifles. If I could only have 3 rifles, I'll talk about them and why. The number one, and I'm not one to bury the lead here, the number one would be my SCAR-17. I'm blessed to have it. I wanted one for a long time. Sold quite a few guns, and I was the commander of a tactical team to stop active shooters. I thought instead of just wanting one, this is a role where people's lives may depend on me getting fast, accurate, effective hits on target. And I got a SCAR-17, and I think it's phenomenal at that. Sample size of 1, mine is crazy accurate. It's more accurate than the bolt gun I'm going to talk about. It's crazy accurate. It's crazy reliable. It's crazy rugged. Also crazy expensive, but I'm blessed to have it. A SCAR-17. Mine is mounted with a Trijicon AccuPoint 1-4. 1-4, you got to have at least 10 power, blah, 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 but you don't. It's a good all-around fighting rifle. It's a 308. It's potent. Again, rugged, reliable, and it's a decent weight, unlike a lot of like 308 battle rifles, either modern or days of yore, which are pretty obese and heavy. This one is not. 7.7 pounds. That's a lot less than a lot of these so-called modern hunting rifles with all the crazy long-range stuff that I think is a bit ridiculous. But 7.7 pounds, rugged, reliable, chrome line, hammer forged barrel. I mean, it's a phenomenal rifle. It's also very, very expensive. I don't think it's overpriced, but they're certainly not giving it away. It's certainly not a bargain gun. Why would it be my one? It's not the best hunting rifle ever, but if you're like, here's an extra elk tag this year, you have to take your SCAR-17, I'm like, done. Right? You said, we're going to hire you to be a cull hunter because there's too many whitetail on the East Coast in a CWD, chronic wasting disease area. We're going to pay you a bounty per deer, but you have to use your SCAR-17. I'm like, done, fine. Wouldn't even give a second thought. It's an okay hunting rifle. Not the best hunting rifle, but there's a lot of worse ones. And it's not so heavy that I would feel bad about lugging it through the woods. It is, in my opinion, the best full-powered fighting rifle on Earth, period. There might be some weird experimental or one-off or very unique thing, but that's not really great what you want if you only have a few rifles, because you want to be able to get parts for it. It's not super common, but it's not so obscure you can't get, let's say, another buffer tube for it, spring if it wears out, a trigger, an aftermarket trigger if you want a really good one, which mine has. Heck, if it was one of my only 3 rifles, I could just swap the caliber out if I wanted to. SCAR-17. It is a good pick. My number 2, Ruger Scout Rifle. This is the bolt action I was talking about. Not crazy accurate. I would say I can probably get it to an MOA, but with the ammo that I have for it, pretty much all day, every day, 1.5 inches at 100 yards. 1.5 MOA. Relax. Sniper rifles in World War II, the standard was like 4 MOA. Standard fighting rifles of World War II, like 4 MOA. You might get some that shoot better. But let's say we are slumming it and we choose 2 MOA ammo for this gun. This is a scout rifle. At 400 yards, that's 8 inches. An 8-inch circle, which I would consider a good kill zone on a deer. It's fine for that. It's fine out to 400 yards. I like to spot and stalk and still hunt primarily. Had to sit in a tree stand. If you were paying me by the minute and I had to just sit there in a tree stand, I probably would. I don't like it. I grew up doing that. I don't like sitting in a saddle or a tree stand or just on a stump. I don't like sitting still and hunting. Generally, I don't like to sit still for more than 15 minutes when I'm hunting. I like to spot and stalk and still hunt. But the scout rifle will do it all. Now, why the scout rifle? When I have more accurate bolt actions, I'm looking at my SIG Cross on the wall. It's phenomenal. Couple of reasons. One, it's controlled round feed. I love controlled round feed. Also, weight. Weight is important. It's stainless steel. It's also one of my go-to hunting rifles. And I'm blessed to have several really good hunting rifles. But it's one of my go-to hunting rifles. Arguably have better hunting rifles. But if I could only have 3, it'd be nice to have a backup. Like my SCAR-17 would be my backup hunting rifle. This would be my primary. Good to have a backup Marshall rifle. A defensive rifle, a truck gun. This is like generally my go-to truck gun. Is it the best fighting rifle? No. Can it go to toe-to-toe with a SCAR-17 or a modern semi-auto fighting rifle? No. No, that's not what it is. It's not a fighting rifle. It's not meant to be a fighting rifle. It's a scout rifle. But I could, is there probably 50 rifles I could name that are better for fighting than a scout rifle? Yes, but there's several hundred worse ones. And if something happened to the SCAR-17 and it was my backup, there's a lot worse things to have than a .308 scout rifle. And one of the reasons I picked it, they're both in the same caliber. So I have my primary caliber, .308, I have 2. I like to have a bunch of my primary caliber, and then I only have 1 rifle in it, and that rifle breaks, because guns break. They break all the time. I break guns all the time. And if they break, it'd be nice to be able to have and use that ammo in a different gun. In fact, both these guns, my SCAR-17 and my scout rifle, their go-to ammo is exactly the same load. That's kind of nice. And that's something maybe you should consider when you're talking about your battery. Rugged, reliable, lightweight, would likely last me the rest of my life, hopefully several lifetimes, that scout rifle and the SCAR-17. Alright, my number 3. I should say these are center fire rifles. I probably should have specified that in the beginning, but center fires. If I had to include rim fires, the list would be different. But maybe I'll do a whole other list for if I could only have 3 rim fires. But center fire rifles. The last one, the good old humble American as apple pie AR-15. The one that I would pick is the one that I'm the most comfortable with right now, and that's a SIG Tread. Nothing fancy, it's SIG's entry-level rifle. I just finished out the season of, service rifle competitions with CMP. It's a good, reliable, accurate rifle. No frills. Common mil-spec parts that I can swap out. If I even have a spare BCG if I need to swap it out. Is it the best AR out there? Do I have better ARs? Yeah, but if I was picking one, I'd probably pick this one. If I could only have 3, I'm probably going to break it and wear stuff out. I love piston guns, but piston guns are proprietary. probably not going to be able to find a machinist to make me a new piston for my Adams arms. But the SIG tread, go ahead. I could cheat and just be like, I want this lower, and I'd have 20 different uppers, but I'm not really cheating like that. It's a good 16-inch, carryable, decent weight, fighting carbine. It's got some upgrades, right? It's got a free flow barrel. It's got a loophole VX Freedom, one of my favorite go-tos, 1.5 to 4. LPVO, it's got 45-degree offset iron sights. It's a good rifle, and it's crazy accurate for what it is. Go look at CMP service rifle competitions and see the demands that are put on that rifle. And one of the main reasons I'm choosing this one is because since I shot it this past season in service rifle competition, I'm the most comfortable with it. And that says something. Are there better ARs for only kicking down doors? Yeah. Are there better ARs for only coyote hunting? Yeah, but I coyote hunt with this rifle and I wouldn't feel bad about it. I think it's good to have a good intermediate rifle too, because when I was a commander of a tactical team, sometimes I would take the SCAR-17. Sometimes, even though I had the SCAR-17, I would take an AR because it was better for the mission. Sometimes you want a full-powered rifle. Sometimes you want an intermediate rifle. There's a reason the U.S. military went from a full-powered rifle to an intermediate rifle. I don't care how good you control recoil. If you reduce it, you control it better. There might be a mission or a set of circumstances, if I'm bugging out or whateve, where I have to carry all my ammo. And I might be in a hostile environment. You can carry a lot more. That's the big reason we went to it. You can carry a lot more 5.56 and 308. Now, if I could only pick one, it would be a 308. But if I'm going to have more than one or more than two, I think it makes sense to have an intermediate cartridge. There was a time in America where there was a debate whether you want an AK or an AR. I think that debate is dead. The cheap surplus ammo is dried up. The times when you could get really good actual military grade AKs, because not everything that looks like an AK or that is made today is as rugged as the actual Russian AKs. There was a time when you could get really good like mil-surp or really well put together surplus AKs for cheap money. Those days are gone. There's really no debate unless you just want an AK. That's fine. I carried an AK in the sandbox from time to time. They're a great rifle, but I wouldn't pick it. I'd pick an AR. The AR is the de facto fighting rifle of our day, and there's something to be said for commonality of parts, something to be said for economy of scale, affordable ammunition. Also, the ballistics, ironically, if you look at a lot of like the BDC scopes, which are not always exact, but surprisingly, when you look at the ballistics of like 223 and 308, they have pretty similar drops and things like that. So I can still train with it at similar distances, similar things for less money, and same ergonomics as my SCAR-17. So if I want a good affordable trainer as my SCAR-17, there you go. My SCAR-17 is not heavy, but it's not light. If I want something lighter to carry more ammo, I go with the AR-15. So anyway, those are my 3 rifles. What would your 3 rifles be? Am I way off here? What would you pick? Just with my training and experience, and I like to do different things. I love to hunt, so I want a good go-to hunting rifle. One of my good go-to hunting rifles is Ruger Scout Rifle. Stainless steel, controlled round feed, light, handy, balance as well. Affordable ammo. Is it as good a hunting rifle for everything in North America as my Ruger guide gun in 30-06 that I'm looking at? No, it's not. But it's really good, and it's detachable box magazine. If I had to fight with it, it would be better than a really, really purpose-built hunting rifle. So there is some crossover there, but it's more towards the hunting. I love hunting. Maybe you don't hunt at all. Those are my picks. I think I've done a decent job of explaining why. Hopefully you like this episode. Again, let me know if you want to hear other ones on handguns, on rimfires, on shotguns, things like that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all that you do. Your tactical tip of the day. Those cheap flashlights at Walmart that used to be $1, now with inflation are almost $2. But I bought some of those today. I was at Walmart getting food, and as I often do, I walk by the gun section because, shocker, I like guns. They had some discount stuff in their reloading section, which this is a good, not the tactical tip, but a good indicator. If your Walmart doesn't have a reloading section, you might live in the wrong area. But you remember when Walmart sold pistol ammo? Oh, the good old days. Anyway, tactical tip of the day, right by there, like the fishing section, the hardware section, the outdoors camping section, they have these cheap flashlights, like $2. Ozark Trail or something. You could get them, let's say, I don't go to Costco, but let's say Costco had them. Some cheap flashlights. Put one on the door. I generally go out to let the dogs out at night. Do I EDC a flashlight? Yeah. Do I have a lot better flashlights? Yeah, but I hang it on the door. So that way, if I have to go out, there's a flashlight right there. The cabin that my wife and I built, or not that we built, that we bought, that we live in, one of the reasons we bought it, I'm a prepper, survivalist, I don't apologize for that. It's got a cave built into the mountain behind it. I often store stuff back there because it's pretty constant 54 degrees. It's dark, as you might imagine. Do I EDC a flashlight? Yeah, but I just hang one of those. I just got one of those today and just hung a cheap flashlight right at the entrance of it so that when I walk back there, I just have a flashlight. Put one of these in those kind of places for you. Put them in the glove box of your car. Even if you have a better flashlight in there, 2 is 1. I'm not telling you this should be your EDC flashlight. No, but there's a time and a place for a cheap flashlight. I think they'll come in handy. That's your tactical tip of the day. Your tactical verse of the day, which is way more important than flashlights. What does the Lord require of you? This is my interjection. That's kind of important, right? What does the Lord require of you? Let's hear it. What does the Lord require of you? But to fear the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command you today, for your good. So many things I could say here, but I'm just going to read it again because it's so good, and we'll close it out. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you? But to fear the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command you today for your good.